Hi Cancer, here's a general look at your solar chart for May 2013, and the banner headline is the eclipse in May, which happens on May the 10th in Taurus, affecting most strongly really the fixed signs Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, but as a matter of fact affecting us all, particularly if we've got an important point, Sun, Moon, rising sign, in the area of the degrees of the eclipse that I think the eclipse will affect the most, which is between 11 degrees and 27 degrees, which is roughly the 1st of May, or the 1st of the month, to the 18th of the month. It sort of changes a bit sign to sign, but not very much. So if you've got knowledge of what's in your natal chart, then you can figure that out for yourself. But as a matter of fact, there's two eclipses in May. There's a lunar eclipse as well that happens on the 25th in Gemini, Sagittarius, so affecting the mutable signs Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo and Pisces. I hope that's not too technical for you. But basically, eclipses are about, turning over a new leaf, starting a new chapter, making a fresh start. It's a neutral kind of an energy. Of course, it's much more powerful if it's a solar eclipse, and even more powerful if it's on a degree which is close to the actual happening of the eclipse. So it allows for you to be making new beginnings in whatever area. In fact, for you Taurus, where the more powerful eclipse is for you, will be helping you to start making progress with things that maybe you've been waiting to make progress with for a long time. And that's altogether good news. You can make whatever improvement or ring whatever change you see is necessary, because the eclipse energy is like an energy of change, but it hasn't got an opinion about which change it should be, so it's up to you to decide what that should be. And whilst I'm on the subject, the lunar eclipse on the 25th, which is really quite important because it is a lunar one and the moon is your ruling planet. It happens to be making an aspect with Neptune, which can make it a rather idealistic, unrealistic eclipse energy. So just watch that you keep, at least one foot on the ground there when you're making the changes, or maybe expectations are too high, or you're confused, or you're just not seeing through to the real truth of the matter, whatever it is. And then whilst we're in the area, on the 27th, which is not long after the eclipse, Mercury goes over Jupiter, which is a really nice one usually. It can make you very expansive, related to friendships, group work, group efforts, group gatherings, group activities, and maybe for some kind of good cause. But just watch it that you don't set the bar too high or overinflate your expectations. But otherwise, it's it could maybe land more on your lap than you signed up for in some cases, depending on where this lies in your chart. But anyway, for May itself, on the regular astrological side of things, until the 21st, it's a busy progressive phase. New contacts could be coming your way, old ones refreshed, more involvement within a community, a group of kindred spirits, or maybe not kindred spirits, but just people who've got a sort of interest in common, or a goal in common maybe. This can be for work or in your personal life. This is a period when you can further things which have been on the back burner maybe for quite some time. Maybe, you've been wondering about when you could do something, or go somewhere, or see someone, or get something to happen. And now this energy is the ball rolling. This is the ball rolling area of your solar chart. So, but again, this is also an area of unexpected happenings and also unconventional happenings. Now that can be just unconventional as far as you're concerned. It might not be unconventional as far as others are concerned. So maybe unfamiliar would be a better word, or something which is just a little bit out there, a little bit quirky. Those sorts of influences are more milling around with the sun, and there's other planets too in this area. So you should be flexible during this time. You should be seeing things in a sort of experimental, we'll just see how this goes, light, and then you should be fine. This very much favors anything to do with technology, the internet, anything techno at all. Phones, cameras, in normal life, but also even more seriously, technological, sort of heavy-duty technological things as well. Anything electrical, anything to do with electricity. And as far as the connecting is concerned and the networking is concerned, which this area favors, it won't be so much what you know as who you know and what you'll be able to achieve together or through those contacts, you see, and how it changes you, how you change them. And this is a time for innovation, whether that's innovations that you see, that you like, or whether it's you being inventive and innovative yourself. And then from the 21st, the energies change, the sun moves, and then there's more of a pull towards things going on inside of you or behind the scenes in a private area. And maybe you've got to, give some more TLC to whatever or whoever, needs it in that sort of more background private area of your life. Now, until the 16th, Mercury is tending to put the mental focus on this very progressive area. You can pick up nuggets of information through contacts, through networking, through going on the internet more than ever. You can put out nuggets, of information as well. Discussions and ideas will tend to be future orientated. There's a real sort of upbeat vibe with this area here. And you may be thinking along, new and unusual lines. Oh, well, I never saw it sort of quite like that before. That is really kind of the best that can happen out of this area here. More involvement with some kind of collective as well. That's likely. And you can learn a lot amongst this collective or through just separate individuals, and also share a lot as well. Lots of sort of chatting going on maybe. And then after the 16th, Mercury is going into this background area, this more introspective, self-reflective area. You may appear to be a little preoccupied to others, and indeed you will be. This is the area for zoning out, to be not so much in this world, in this material world, but maybe in some other world. And it's great for art, great for anything spiritual or healing, nurturing activities, anything going on behind the scenes, and for looking after you as well. And then from the 31st, Mercury comes into your sign, and that means that you'll have much a stronger focus, outer focus, even though the sun will still be in the background area, and a busier schedule because Mercury is in your sign. And maybe mixing or meeting, greeting, socializing in general, a little bit more, maybe having to come and go more. Maybe it's to do with communications equipment or vehicles or transport, travel, that kind of thing. Social interaction is just related to bouncing ideas off each other, sharing ideas, correspondence, maybe paperwork, expressing your thoughts, intentions, ideas, and also listening to what others are saying as well, because that is also the flip side of the coin of communication. And that's going to be a very long transit. Mercury will be there until the 9th of August, a very long one. And then until the 10th, friends and acquaintances are well starred for you. You feel their support. This group dynamic, this friendship energy, associations of various kinds, fresh contacts, networking, team efforts, all of them will benefit from Venus's sociable vibe here, but also her money-making ability as well. and anything to do with the technological side and the internet and so on. Generally, Venus here facilitates positive experiences, but also unexpected. You might find yourself encountering somebody unexpectedly, or in a way you weren't expecting, or in fact you meet somebody for the first time and you really, really like them even though you didn't expect you would. You see, it's got this sort of edge to it, this area here. And then Venus moves out of there. Venus has been in there since April, but moves out of there and enters this very low-key, quieter, more reflective background area of your life. You're more inclined to tuck yourself away or to keep your feelings to yourself. But being very supportive in a sort of selfless kind of a way in the background. Others may be oblivious to how much is going on inside of you at that time, but it is very much time to step back, touch base, connect with your imagination, connect with your higher self, connect with with your angels, with your guides, and also it's a great time to team up with others in a background sort of a way, in a closed circle kind of a way, in a special environment, or with others who are working towards some kind of common good, common cause. Great time for dream work, art, psychology, but just look after your boundaries because you can get sucked in more easily. And then until the 31st is a period when you may be mixing with people in a quite a dynamic way. That's where Mars is in the same place as the Sun. Even though the Sun moves out of there on the 21st, Mars continues in that area, in that very progressive area of your solar chart until the 31st. And you being very, very decisive, Mars likes that. That's meeting the vibrational criteria of Mars. You getting the ball rolling, or if the ball is already rolling, you keeping up with it and bouncing it along, as it were, and you maybe being looked to by others for a decision on something, or to take the lead on something. And it's a very future-orientated phase, very innovative phase, and also this edge of the unconventional and the quirky and the sort of offbeat. And then from the 31st, Mars goes to where the Sun is and where Venus will be, and that Mars transit will encourage a more dynamic type of background activity, great for yoga, Tai Chi, or building and getting on with things, or doing the garden, or in some sort of behind the scenes environment. I see it like a chrysalis. If you imagine a butterfly in a chrysalis, a cocoon, and you can't see what's going on, it just looks like a little kind of oval sort of capsule, really, but there's a huge amount going on inside of there. So it's a bit like Mars being in this area of your solar chart. And look what happened, after that preparation time, that amazing, exotic, delightful creature emerged from the chrysalis. So that's the kind of, way the energy can work. Jupiter is got a little time left to run in this very background area of your solar chart, where it's been for nearly a year now, helping you to let go and forgive and to grow within your spirituality, within your wisdom, within your knowledge, self-knowledge, and also, every single jot of that, even though you might have felt frustrated and exasperated, not a single jot of that has been wasted, because it adds to the pool of goodwill for us all. And even though how difficult it seemed at the time, good time to develop things behind the scenes. But this is the area where you can be your own worst enemy, bad habits, or shooting yourself in the foot with inappropriate knee-jerk responses, so just be aware of that. Cancerians born between the 7th to the 17th of July was 16 to 25 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Saturn now is in a very positive angle to your sun sign, at last, and it just means that if you are plugging away at something in a serious, disciplined kind of a way, giving attention to creative projects, investment projects, speculative projects, And when I say investment, it can be money, but it might just be that you invested a lot of time in it. And also, of course, children, young ones, which, you know, we do invest a lot of time in that one. Or any kind of romantic liaison as well. You know, you're just plugging away there, and any leisure activity, any entertainment related activity, artistic activity, hobbies, performance type activities, whether those are formal ones or just informal ones, because, you know, you're trying to make the right impression, anything like that. Any kind of project which is ongoing needs a more disciplined, patient approach. Nothing's going to happen fast in that area there at all. And you Cancerians born between 26th of June to the 30th of July, or with 5 to 9 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. It can also mean that any of those areas that I've mentioned to you is an area, you know, children, young ones, projects, hobbies, creativity, romantic partners. Because of them you feel limited, because of them you feel held back, or because they're not there you feel limited and held back, and you want that in your life. So this is the challenge, this is the gauntlet that Saturn throws down for us all, no matter where she goes, is this for us to overcome the hurdles that a particular area of life throws up at us, throws in our face, as it were. And this is, you know, she's the great tester of the zodiac, and this will test your mettle, test your character, test your belief, trust your instincts, and go forwards in the direction that you know is where you want to be. And with all that Uranus-Pluto around, that's exactly what you should be doing at the moment. Not on the ego level of things, but from the deep pit of your stomach. And you shall be fine. And you Cancerians born 26th of June to the 30th of July, or with 5 to 9 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. And that's it for May. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, then listen to the forecast for those, because it'll add to or subtract from what I've said here. And I'll see you the next time.